6 years ago, I sat down to film a YouTube video about Magic the Gathering, inspired heavily by YouTubers such as Loading Ready Run, the Vlogbrothers, Wheezy Waiter. I wanted to see what I could create for this platform and what would happen to it when I did. I had no idea that 6 years later I would not only be the largest Magic the Gathering YouTube channel, larger even than the official Wizards of the Coast channel, but that I'd be the first MTG YouTuber to ever reach 500,000 subscribers. I am blown away. How did I get here? Well, I was obsessed with Magic the Gathering cards, not just the game, but the cards themselves, collectible pieces of memory and emotion made tangible through the miracle of cardboard. I wanted to keep them safe and secure, and most of all, as pack fresh and pristine as possible. In my efforts to do so, I found there were good card sleeves, excellent card sleeves, and terrible card sleeves. I wanted to record a video about what I had found and share it with others so that they might not waste money on the bad ones. And thus, my very first video, which I intended only as a one-of, was a review of the 4 most common brands of card sleeve. It was meant as a one-off creative endeavor. YouTube in those days wouldn't cut you a check until your video earned $100, which coincidentally is the price of a booster box. I planned to let that one video sit and hope that maybe one day, after possibly years of it being up on YouTube, it would earn $100 in revenue, and then I would get a check from YouTube, and I could walk into my local game store, slam the check on the counter, and say, "Mike, 1 booster box, please. YouTube is paying." That very first video got 41 views on the first day and 341 views by the end of its first week. Not bad. My channel was already up to 4 subscribers after 1 week as well. Then something happened. Many Magic the Gathering players started asking, "Can you do a video like this for deck boxes?" I thought, I do have many opinions on deck boxes, all of them strong, so I made a video review on the various deck boxes available. Then people started asking, what about binders and portfolios? Sure, I figured that I could finish the trifecta of product reviews there, and while I was at it, I wanted to show off my $50 Modern Goblins deck and give some advice to returning Magic players that I had found helpful during my own return. Soon people were asking, what about playmats? And I thought, playmats? What? What is there to say about playmats? Oh, wait, I actually have a lot to say. Okay, I'll do a video on playmats, and I also have a handful of neat old booster packs. Maybe I'll open them up and compare the prices of their contents. So by the end of 2013, I finished the channel out with 12 videos, 717 subscribers, and 79.3 thousand views across the entire channel. And for Christmas that year, I was able to walk into my local game store, Anime Imports in Pacifica, California, and hand over $100 from YouTube. And I bought myself a booster box of Theros, which I proceeded to open and not get anywhere near $100 in value. I thought, maybe I should think a bit more about cracking packs for value and some new videos for the new year. And so 2004 was the year I decided to complete my catalog, as it were. I had reviewed accessories, so why not review Magic the Gathering products? I began my Is It Worth It to Buy series, looking first at fat packs, then event decks, then dual decks, then booster boxes and intro packs. I made deck techs on the modern decks I owned and played, Red Deck Wins, Soul Sisters, and of course Merfolk. These videos showed off my actual Magic cards, because these were literally the decks I was taking down to Friday Night Magic and playing with. Somewhere along the way, I just ended up enjoying making videos so much that it became a hobby, and I was doing 1 per week. From product reviews and some pack openings, I also made videos about how to sort and store your Magic collection, how to keep your foils from curling, how to double sleeve, and how to net deck and why. As I hit my 1-year anniversary, I decided to start appearing on camera, and I filmed my first and still one of my favorite skits, Teach Your Friends How to Play Magic the Gathering.
This game is too complicated. I'll never learn. gonna spend my time doing something where I don't have to think so hard. I'm gonna start playing League of Legends.
What should Johnny start with instead? 1 year of YouTubing, and I was up to 13.7 thousand subscribers. I now had enough to go into my local game store and buy about a case of booster boxes, but I spent that money, plus a little more of my own, to buy a brand new, used camera for the channel instead. As the weeks went on, I began filming 2 videos per week. If it was an accessory or product for Magic the Gathering, I bought it and reviewed it. I had done deck techs on all of my own decks, and so I invited friends from my local game store to come onto the channel and talk about their own decks. I sat down with the cranky owner of my local game store, turned on a tape recorder, and asked him to give me his unfiltered opinions about Magic the Gathering, and then I transcribed his words and had my elderly father read them.
We had a little thing called mana burn. It stopped people from tapping lands and doing things because excess mana would hurt them. So they had to think about what they were doing.
As I headed towards finishing 2 years of my channel in 2015, I was sometimes doing 3 videos per week. I played the very first booster box game for Fate Reforged on January 30th, 2015, and though I adjusted the rules a tiny bit since then, it turned into one of my more popular series, and like many of the one-offs that I intended for the channel, it just grew and continues to this day. By May of that year, I was physically and mentally exhausted. I was doing 2 to 3 videos per week and working full-time as an adjunct professor of English at 2 to 3 different colleges. I started a Patreon and hoped to earn enough to be able to trade away one of my classes for working on the channel, and the Patreon support exploded. I was able to quit half my classes instead of just one and work on the channel part-time while teaching part-time. Sorry, going off script here, but I'm just amazed and grateful to this day about that. Shortly afterwards, about a month or 2 before I hit 40,000 subscribers and my 2-year anniversary, I heard from Wizards of the Coast for the very first time. I had made a video that was highly critical of the value within Modern Masters 2015, the limited print runs, the large amount of non-playable Modern cards, and the damaged cards coming out of the new cardboard packaging. A representative from Wizards of the Coast asked to say hello to me at GP Vegas. We chatted briefly. It was a pleasant conversation, and then I didn't hear again from them for 7 months. And it was 7 months later, on October 19th, 2015, a few months after my 2-year anniversary, that I achieved 100,000 subscribers, making me the largest Magic the Gathering YouTube channel and the very first, besides the mothership herself, to achieve this. It was 2 months after that when I heard from Wizards of the Coast again, as I got an email offering my very first preview card, Seal of the Guild Pact.
But it says it costs 1 less for each color, and I named 2 colors, and Is It Charm is 2 colors, a red and a blue. So Is It Charm is free?
No, 1 less colorless for each chosen color. Did you read the card? Reading the card explains the card.
My very next video was my very first Tolarian wins, complaining about and asking for support for the Pauper format. In December of that year, I invited my friend Ashlyn Rose to come be in a skit poking fun at the redesign of the character of Nissa. I had known Ashlyn from, yep, you guessed it, my old local game store, where she and I had both played long before either of us had begun creating Magic the Gathering content. Though I had intended it as a one-off skit, as a result of it, Ashlyn introduced me to her friend Christine Sprankle, and also my hero Graham of Loading Ready Run reached out to me and said hello. 2 connections of many, many more coming in the next year, 2016, the year of my diving into collaborations and community. By the time of my channel's 3-year anniversary, I had 153,000 subscribers and slightly over 30 million total videos. I'd worked with so many people in the community by now: Graham and Aaron Campbell, Jeff Hoagland, Jimmy Wong, Josh Lee Kwai. Wizards of the Coast even invited me to be a game ambassador at PAX 2016, where I got to meet and work with a few names from the community. And by my 4-year anniversary in 2017, with your help and support on Patreon, I was able to leave teaching behind entirely and become a full-time YouTuber. I'd hit 250,000 subscribers and over 50 million views. I moved out of my small, cold, creepy basement and rented an office. Now, that first office was actually my local game store's original location, where I'd played Magic before I even had a YouTube channel, where I sat during the previous 4 years and played in pre-releases and Friday Night Magic and modern events, where I'd met so many lifelong friends. Mike, the store owner, had moved to a larger location around the corner, and so I took over the lease essentially and turned the original anime imports into Tolarian Community College. I always felt there was a beautiful poetry to the fact that my first real office for TCC was my local game store. Though I have moved since then, I do miss it terribly. I'll be honest with you, I struggled with this script a little bit. It's hard, really, going through all these videos. There's so many of them as I pore back over the pages of what has been the most impactful thing in my life. The hundreds of videos, thousands of products and accessories, the dozen or so critiques and complaints. I find myself most drawn to the videos I made with others. And I don't just mean the other content creators that I've been able to work with over the years, both on my channel and on theirs, but just the people who have reached out to tell me that I helped them find the right deck box, or saved them a few dollars on a product, or even just kept them entertained and maybe helped bring a smile during a rough time. You know, I feel the same way because this thing, this Tolarian Community College, this idea that started out as a hobby, started out as a way to get a booster box on a lark, it turned into the greatest thing in my life. And you help me out. You bring a smile to my face. Honestly, I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I'm so glad that I did it, whatever it was, to become the largest Magic the Gathering YouTuber, the first to hit 100,000, the first to hit 500,000. Thank you. You have all invested in Tolarian Community College, and I swear I will work hard to pay off that debt that I owe you. Every month, I get to select a different card to send to new patrons at the signed card level, and this month, in honor of 500K, I think I'd like to send out a Sig River guide to represent the joy and love I have felt getting to be your guide on this journey of ours. If you do decide to become a patron at any level, be sure to check out the exclusive Tolarian Community College Discord server, where we have an active and positive community of people talking about all things Magic the Gathering. I'll be doing a special live stream AMA this December 31st, and all questions will be taken from the Discord server, so be sure to submit them over there. You know, I envisioned the channel early on as a college itself. I designed the videos and the feel and the theme and the cheesiness as though they were classes or videos you might see in a class at a college. But now, I realize more than ever, it wasn't the college of Tolarian Community College that I'm really about. It's the community. I guess the next step is 1 million subscribers. Is that impossible? Let's find out, because I am just getting started.